The Veiled Beauty. A werewolf romance story. Opening. Hello, my beautiful dreamers. This is Luna, and welcome back to Luna's Romance Audiobooks, where curses can't hide true beauty, jealousy reveals true ugliness, and sometimes the monster is the one wearing a kind face. Tonight, I have a story that will grip you from the very first word. A tale of a girl who was once the most beautiful in the kingdom, a stepmother whose jealousy knew no bounds, and a curse so powerful it changed everything. But most of all, it's about an alpha king who saw past the curse to the truth beneath. Imagine being so beautiful that your own stepmother feared you, so lovely that she'd rather destroy you than risk being compared. Now imagine waking up one day cursed, your beauty twisted into something grotesque, your face hidden behind veils, your life reduced to shadows and whispers. And imagine the moment when an alpha king, the most powerful wolf in all the territories, looks at you, really looks at you, and makes you an offer that could change everything. But accepting it means revealing the face you've hidden for years, showing the curse that's defined your existence, trusting that he sees something beyond the ugliness. So settle in close, my dreamers. This is a story about the price of beauty and the weight of jealousy, about hiding and being seen, and about learning that true ugliness has nothing to do with your face and everything to do with your heart. This is The Veiled Beauty. Prologue. Before the Curse. My name is Rosalind, and I used to be beautiful. Not just pretty, not just attractive. Beautiful in a way that made people stop and stare. That made artists beg to paint me. That made wolves from every territory travel just to see if the rumors were true. My father, Alpha Aldrich of the Moonstone Pack, used to say I had my mother's face. The same violet eyes, the same midnight hair, the same delicate features that seemed almost otherworldly. My mother died when I was 12. A hunting accident, they said, though I always suspected it was more than that. My father grieved for 2 years. Then, when I was 14, he remarried. Her name was Celestine. Beautiful in her own right. Golden hair, emerald eyes, a smile that could charm anyone. She seemed kind, loving, perfect. I was so naive, so trusting, so blind. I welcomed her, called her mother, tried to love her as I loved my own mother, and she destroyed me for it. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you how it really happened, how beauty became curse, how love became hate, how a stepmother's jealousy changed my life forever. This is the story of how I became the Veiled Lady, the hidden daughter, the cursed one. This is the story of my fall, and eventually, my redemption. Chapter 1. The Golden Years, age 14 to 16. 14. The new mother. "Rosalind, come meet your new mother," my father said, his eyes bright with happiness I hadn't seen in years. I entered the receiving room to find her. Celestine. She was breathtaking, golden and glowing like sunlight. "Oh, Aldrich, she's beautiful," Celestine said, her voice warm. "You didn't exaggerate. She truly does look like Leanna." My mother's name. Hearing it from her lips felt strange, but not unkind. "I hope we can be close," Celestine continued, approaching me with open arms. "I know I can never replace your mother, but I'd like to try to be family." I hugged her, desperate for maternal affection after 2 years without. "I'd like that." She smelled like honeysuckle and something else, something sharp beneath the sweetness, but I ignored it. "We'll be such a happy family," she promised, and for a while, we were. 15. The First Crack. The annual Moonstone Ball was the territory's biggest social event. Every eligible wolf from every pack attended, hoping to make connections, find mates, secure alliances. This was my first year being presented. My first year as an eligible young she-wolf. "You look stunning," my father said as I descended the stairs in my silver gown. I did. I knew I did. The dress made my eyes seem even more violet. My hair cascaded in dark waves. I looked like my mother, which made my father both proud and sad. "Yes, stunning," Celestine echoed from behind him. but something in her voice was off. Tight. Strained. I ignored it. At the ball, I was surrounded immediately. Young alphas. Betas. Even a visiting prince from a neighboring territory. "May I have this dance? Your eyes are remarkable. I've heard about the Moonstone Alpha's daughter, but the rumors don't do you justice." I danced all night, laughed, enjoyed the attention without truly understanding its implications. From across the room, I caught Celestine watching. Her emerald eyes were cold, her smile forced. "She seems angry," my friend Clara whispered. "Your stepmother?" "She's probably just tired." "No, she looks jealous." I laughed. "Jealous? Of what?" "Of you. Look around, Rosalind. Every eye in this room is on you. No one's even glancing at her." I looked. Clara was right. The attention that used to be shared was now all focused on me. She's the Luna. She doesn't need attention. Beautiful women always need attention, especially ones who used to have all of it. I dismissed Clara's concerns. Celestine was my stepmother. She loved me. Surely she wouldn't be jealous of her own stepdaughter. I was so wrong. 16. The escalation. By 16, my beauty had fully matured, and with it came unprecedented attention. Marriage proposals arrived weekly. Alphas from distant packs visited, seeking alliances through mating contracts. Artists begged to paint me. Poets wrote verses about my violet eyes. "The most beautiful she-wolf in 3 territories," they called me. A face that rivals the moon goddess herself. Ethereal, otherworldly, perfect. The attention was overwhelming, flattering, and I now realize, dangerous. Because with each compliment I received, each proposal that arrived, each visiting alpha who stared, Celestine's resentment grew. "Another proposal," my father said happily one morning, holding up a letter. "From the Silverwood Pack. Their alpha is well respected. This is a good offer." "Aldrich, she's only 16, Celestine said. "Surely these proposals can wait." "In a few more years, she'll have her pick of the entire kingdom. Best to accept good offers while they're available." "Of course. Heaven forbid we wait. Heaven forbid anyone else gets attention." She said it under her breath, but I heard. We all heard. My father frowned. "Celestine?" "Nothing. I'm just tired. So many visitors. So much attention on Rosalind. It's exhausting." She left the room, her composure cracking. That night I heard them arguing. My father's voice defending me. Celestine's voice growing shrill. "She's stealing everything. Every eye, every compliment, every bit of respect that should be mine. She's my daughter. And what am I? Just the replacement? The second choice? The one you married when you couldn't have Leanna anymore? That's not fair. None of this is fair. She looks just like Leanna. Perfect, beautiful Leanna. And I'm just, she was crying. Real sobs. I felt guilty, like my existence was causing her pain. I should have felt alarmed instead. 16. The portrait. The turning point came when a renowned artist, Master Theron, visited our pack. "I've come to paint the famous Rosalind," he announced. "Her beauty must be captured for posterity." My father was delighted. "Of course, it would be an honor." Celestine's face went pale. Perhaps he could paint both of us. "A family portrait?" "I specialize in individual portraits," Master Theron said dismissively. "And I'm only here for one subject. The girl who's been described as the most beautiful creature in the known world." Something died in Celestine's eyes that day. The portrait took weeks. Master Theron painted me in the garden, sunlight filtering through trees, my violet eyes gazing toward something only I could see. "Magnificent," he declared when finished. "This will be my masterpiece, the portrait that defines my legacy." The unveiling was a grand event. Wolves from all over came to see, and they gasped, because the portrait was stunning. It captured not just my features, but something ethereal, something that made me look almost like a goddess. "It's perfect," someone whispered. She's perfect, another agreed. I stood beside the portrait, uncomfortable with the comparisons, the attention, the near worship. And across the room, Celestine stood alone, unnoticed, forgotten. Her emerald eyes locked on mine, and in them I saw something that terrified me. Pure, undiluted hatred. Chapter 2. The Descent into Jealousy. Celestine's Perspective. I need you to understand something. I need you to understand how it felt. I was beautiful once. Perhaps not as beautiful as Leanna, Aldrich's perfect, dead first wife, but beautiful enough. Men desired me. Women envied me. I was admired, wanted, valued. Then I married Aldrich, became Luna of the Moonstone Pack, and for 2 years I was happy. I had status, respect, a position that mattered. Then Rosalind grew up, and suddenly I was invisible. Every compliment she received was one stolen from me. Every admiring glance was attention I'd lost. Every proposal she got reminded me that I'd had to settle for being second choice to a dead woman. She looked exactly like Leanna. Same coloring, same delicate features, same violet eyes that made grown alphas stammer. And I looked like the replacement, the substitute, the one Aldrich chose because he couldn't have what he really wanted. Do you know what that does to a woman? Being constantly compared to a ghost? Being constantly reminded you're not quite good enough? I tried to fight it, tried to be kind, tried to love her as I'd promised. But every time someone said, "She looks just like her mother," I died a little inside. Every time Aldrich looked at her with pride and love, I wondered if he wished I was Leanna instead. Every time someone called her beautiful, I heard the unspoken comparison, "More beautiful than you." It festered. This resentment, this jealousy, this rage, until it consumed me entirely. The plan, I couldn't kill her. That would be too obvious, too suspicious. But I could destroy what made her special, what made her steal my place. I could destroy her beauty. There was a witch in the dark forest, Morgana, known for dark magic and darker bargains. I went to her in secret, cloaked, hidden. "What do you want?" she asked, her ancient eyes seeing right through my disguise. "A curse, to make beauty into ugliness, to twist perfection into monstrosity." "Whose beauty?" "My stepdaughter's." "Ah, the famous Rosalind, the violet-eyed beauty everyone worships." Morgana smiled. "Jealousy is a powerful motivator. Can you do it?" "Yes, but curses always have costs." "I'll pay anything." "Will you? Even if the cost is your own beauty? Even if you become what you curse her to be?" I hesitated, but only for a moment. "Yes. I'll pay any price. Just make her as ugly as she's made me feel." Morgana studied me, then laughed. "You're not just jealous. You're consumed by it. Eaten alive. I can work with that." She gave me a potion, colorless, odorless, tasteless. "Put this in her drink. Within hours, her beauty will transform. Her face will become grotesque, monstrous, unbearable to look at." "Will it hurt her? Physically? No? Emotionally?" Morgana smiled cruelly. "Imagine everything you base your worth on being stripped away. Imagine becoming the thing everyone fears. Yes, child, it will destroy her." "Perfect. One more thing," Morgana added. "This curse is tied to your jealousy. As long as you hate her, she remains cursed. If you ever forgive her, love her, accept her, the curse breaks." "I'll never forgive her. She stole my life." "Then the curse will last forever. How delightfully tragic." I took the potion, returned home, and waited for the perfect moment. The poisoning. It came 3 days later. A small dinner party. Just family and a few close friends. Rosalind was radiant as always. Laughing, charming everyone. Being perfect. I slipped the potion into her wine when no one was looking. Watched her drink it. Watched her seal her fate. "Are you all right?" Aldrich asked me. "You seem tense." "Just tired. I think I'll retire early." "Of course. Feel better, darling." He kissed my forehead, still loving, still kind, still wishing I was someone else. I left before the curse manifested, before the screaming started, before Rosalind's world ended. Chapter 3. The Curse Strikes. Rosalind's Return. The Transformation. It happened an hour after dinner. I was in my chambers, preparing for bed, when the pain started. Not physical pain, emotional pain, like something inside me was being ripped apart. I looked in the mirror. My face, my beautiful face, was changing. My skin, once smooth and perfect, began to distort. Lumps and ridges appeared. My features twisted. My nose bent. My eyes sank deeper into my skull. I watched, horrified, as beauty became monstrosity. "No," I whispered. "No, no, no," I screamed. My father burst through the door. "Rosalind, what?" He saw me. His face went white. "What happened to you? Who did this?" "I don't know. Father, what's wrong with my face?" He couldn't even look at me. He turned away, hand over his mouth. That's when I knew. Truly knew. I was no longer beautiful. I was hideous. The diagnosis. The pack healer examined me for hours. "It's a curse," she finally pronounced. "Dark magic. Someone cursed her appearance." "Can you break it?" my father demanded. "No, this is beyond my abilities. This is witch magic. Old magic. The kind that requires specific conditions to break." "What conditions?" "I don't know. Every curse is different. But this one?" She looked at me with pity. "This one is powerful, meant to be permanent. Someone did this on purpose." My father's voice was deadly quiet. "Someone deliberately cursed my daughter?" "Yes, and whoever it was knew exactly what they were doing." My father launched an investigation immediately, questioned everyone, searched for evidence, found nothing. Celestine was the most sympathetic, the most helpful, the most concerned. "Poor Rosalind," she said, not quite meeting my eyes. "How terrible. We must find who did this to her." I couldn't look at her without veils now. Couldn't look at anyone. My appearance was so disturbing that even servants flinched. "Perhaps she should wear veils," Celestine suggested gently, "until we can break the curse, to spare others discomfort." "That's cruel," my father started. "I'll do it," I interrupted. "I'll wear veils. I don't want people to see me like this." So I became the veiled lady. Hidden, concealed, ashamed. The isolation proposals stopped immediately. Visitors disappeared. The artists who'd begged to paint me never returned. I went from being the most desired she-wolf in 3 territories to being someone people avoided. "It's so sad about the Alpha's daughter," I'd hear them whisper. "I heard she's hideous now. Monstrous. I heard she can't even look at herself in mirrors." They were right about the last part. I'd covered every mirror in my chambers, couldn't bear to see what I'd become. My father tried to help, brought witch after witch, healer after healer. None could break the curse. "It's tied to something," one witch said. "Some condition that must be met. But I can't identify what." "Keep trying," my father begged. "Please, she's my daughter." But I knew. Deep down, I knew. This curse wasn't breaking. Not easily. Maybe not ever. 2 years later, acceptance by 18, I'd accepted my fate. I was the cursed daughter. The veiled one. The tragedy that people whispered about. I stopped hoping for a cure. Stopped believing in breaking curses. Instead, I learned to live with it. I read constantly. Studied. Became educated in ways I'd never bothered with when beauty was enough. I learned politics, economics, pack management. Everything a Luna would need to know. Not that anyone would want a cursed Luna. "You've become quite knowledgeable," my father said one day, finding me buried in territory law books. "What else do I have? Beauty is gone. I might as well have intelligence." You're still beautiful, Rosalind. Inside, where it matters. Inside doesn't get you married, Father. Inside doesn't make people look at you without flinching. He had no answer to that. Celestine would occasionally visit my chambers, always sympathetic, always concerned. Any progress on breaking the curse? No, it's permanent. How tragic. But something in her eyes looked satisfied. Well, at least you have your mind. That's something. It wasn't until years later that I realized, understood, knew. The witch had said the curse was tied to jealousy, to someone's hatred. And the one person who benefited most from my curse, the one who'd been constantly compared to me, the one who'd lost attention when I gained it, Celestine, my loving stepmother, the one who'd suggested the veils, who'd been so helpful, so sympathetic. She'd cursed me, and she was never going to let me break it. Chapter 4. The Hidden Life, age 18 to 21. 18. The Library. With nothing else to do, I haunted the Pack Library. Books became my refuge, my escape, my only companions that didn't flinch from my veiled face. "You're here again," the elderly librarian, Master Edwin, observed. "Where else would I go?" "You could join the other young she-wolves. Socialize." "Have you seen their reactions when I approach? They can't even look at me without discomfort. They're shallow. You're better off without them." "Easy for you to say. You're not cursed." He was quiet. Then, "I knew your mother, you know. Leanna. She used to come here too." "Really?" "Every day. She loved learning, loved knowledge. She said beauty fades, but wisdom lasts. She was right. Beauty definitely fades, especially when cursed. Or when jealous stepmothers have their way," Master Edwin said quietly. I stared. "What?" "I'm old. I see things. I notice patterns." He looked at me seriously. "Your curse appeared after you overshadowed Celestine at every social event for months. After that portrait. After she realized she'd never be the most beautiful woman in the room while you existed. You think she did this? I think jealousy is a powerful motivator, and I think she's benefited greatly from your seclusion. But my father loves her. Your father is blind to her faults. He sees what he wants to see. A loving wife, a caring stepmother, not a woman consumed by envy. Could it be true? Had Celestine really cursed me? Even if she did, I can't prove it, and no one would believe me. Not yet, but truth has a way of revealing itself. Eventually. 20. The festival. The Alpha King's gathering was held every 3 years. A massive event where all alphas, Lunas, and their heirs gathered to discuss territory matters, form alliances, and conduct pack business. "You should stay home," Celestine suggested when my father announced we'd attend. "You'd be more comfortable here." "She's coming," my father said firmly. "She's my heir. She needs to be present." "Aldrich, think of the stares, the whispers. It'll be cruel." "Then people will learn kindness. My daughter attends. Final decision." I appreciated his support, but I dreaded the reality. The gathering was held at the royal capital. Hundreds of wolves from dozens of packs, all gathered in one place. I wore my veils, multiple layers of sheer fabric that hid my curse while still allowing me to see. The stares were immediate. "Is that the cursed Moonstone daughter? I heard she was beautiful once. I heard she's hideous beneath those veils. Monstrous." I kept my head high, my spine straight, my dignity intact. "Let them stare," my father whispered. "You're worth 10 of them." But it hurt. Every whisper, every disgusted glance, every person who moved away as I passed. That's when I saw him. The Alpha King. Chapter 5. The Alpha King, the first sighting king. Theron was everything stories claimed. Tall, at least 6'6", powerfully built. Dark hair shot through with silver. eyes the color of storm clouds. Handsome in a harsh, commanding way, he ruled the largest territory, commanded the respect of every alpha, was known for being ruthless in negotiations but fair in judgment. And he was watching me, not with disgust, not with pity, with curiosity. "Father," I whispered, "the king is staring." "Let him stare. Maybe he'll see past the veils to who you really are." But no one saw past the veils. They never did. The king approached our table during dinner. "Alpha Aldrich, good to see you." "Your Majesty, an honor." My father stood, bowing slightly. "And this must be your daughter, Lady Rosalind." I stood, bowing. "Your Majesty." "I've heard about you, the famous veiled lady, the cursed beauty." "I'm cursed. The beauty is long gone." "Is it? How would anyone know, hidden behind those veils?" "Believe me, Your Majesty, the veils are a mercy." "To whom? You or them?" The question surprised me. "To everyone." He studied me with those storm-gray eyes. "I wonder." He moved on, leaving me confused. Why had he stared? Why approach at all? "That was strange," my father said. "Very," Celestine agreed, her voice tight. The second encounter. The next day, I was in the palace library, seeking refuge from the festival crowds, when he appeared. "Lady Rosalind, we meet again." I jumped, nearly dropping my book. "Your Majesty, I apologize. I didn't mean to intrude. You're in the library. Not intruding. Reading." He gestured to my book. Territory law. Interesting choice. I find law fascinating. Most young she-wolves find balls and courtship fascinating. You're different. Most young she-wolves aren't cursed and veiled. True. But even before the curse, you were different. I've heard stories. Stories about my beauty. That's gone now. Is it? Or just hidden? He sat across from me. "Tell me about the curse. How did it happen?" "I don't know. I woke one day and it was there, transforming my face, making me hideous." "Someone cursed you deliberately?" "Apparently. Though we never found who." "And you've been veiled ever since?" "For 3 years now." "Yes." "Do you ever take off the veils? In private?" "Sometimes, when I'm alone. But I cover all the mirrors. I can't stand to see what I've become." He was quiet. Then, "I find that curious." "What?" "That you judge yourself so harshly. That you hide from even yourself." "Have you ever been cursed, Your Majesty? Had everything you valued stripped away?" "No. But I've lost things. People. Parts of myself." His eyes held mine. Loss doesn't always come from curses. Sometimes it comes from choices, from circumstances, from life. This isn't life. This is punishment. For what crime? For being beautiful, for overshadowing the wrong person, for existing in a way that made someone jealous enough to destroy me. Then the crime was theirs, not yours. The kindness in his voice surprised me, made my eyes sting with unshed tears. "Your Majesty, why are you talking to me? I'm cursed, veiled. No one wants to be near me. I'm not no one. I'm the Alpha King. I do as I please." He stood. "And I find you fascinating, Lady Rosalind, curse and all." He left before I could respond. The proposal. On the final day of the gathering, a summons came. The Alpha King requests Lady Rosalind's presence in the throne room. Immediately. My father looked alarmed. "Why? What does he want?" "I don't know, but we can't refuse a royal summons." We went together, my father and I. Celestine stayed behind, claiming a headache. The throne room was massive, imposing. The king sat on his throne, looking every inch the ruler he was. "Alpha Aldrich, Lady Rosalind, thank you for coming." "Of course, Your Majesty. How can we serve?" "I have a proposition for Lady Rosalind specifically." His storm-gray eyes found mine. "I need a consort." Silence. complete, shocked silence. "I'm sorry," my father finally managed. "A consort, not a mate. I'm not interested in bonding, but I need someone intelligent, educated, capable of handling royal duties, someone who won't be distracted by court politics or social climbing." "And you want—" My father couldn't even finish. "Your daughter." "Yes." The king looked at me. "I want Lady Rosalind to be my royal consort." "I'm cursed," I said bluntly. "Veiled. Not exactly consort material. You're intelligent, educated. From what I've observed, more than capable. The veils are irrelevant. They're not irrelevant. They're everything. People will mock you. Mock the crown. How can you have a veiled consort? Easily. I decree it, and it's so. I'm the Alpha King. No one mocks me." He leaned forward. "Here's my offer. Come to the capital. Serve as my consort for 1 year. If at the end of that year you're unhappy, you can leave. No obligation. No judgment. And if I'm happy, then you stay. Continue serving. Have purpose, position, power. Everything you've lost, returned in a different form. Why me? Really? You could have anyone. Because everyone else wants something from me. Power, status, alliance. You want none of those things. You'd be there for the position itself, not for what you could gain personally." He wasn't wrong. I didn't want power. Didn't need status. Had already lost the beauty that might have secured alliance through marriage. What does this involve? The consort position? Advising me on territory matters, handling diplomatic correspondence, representing the crown at certain functions, managing the palace in my absence. Essentially, being my partner in ruling without the mating bond. That's substantial responsibility. You can handle it. I've been watching you. You're more capable than you realize. And the veils? Keep them. Wear them. I don't care. Your face is irrelevant to your competence." My father was staring between us, shocked. "This is highly unusual, Your Majesty." "I know, but I'm the king. I make my own rules." He looked at me. "What do you say, Lady Rosalind? Will you accept my offer?" I should have said no, should have been suspicious of his motives. But looking at him, at the genuine respect in his eyes, I found myself saying, "Yes, I'll accept. For 1 year." "Good." He smiled. Genuine. Pleased. "Welcome to the capital, Consort Rosalind." Chapter 6. The Royal Consort. The move leaving Moonstone territory was harder than expected. "Are you certain about this?" my father asked, helping pack my belongings. "No, but I'm doing it anyway. What do I have here? Isolation? Pity? At least at the capital, I'll have purpose." "I'll miss you." "I'll miss you too." I hugged him tightly. "Thank you for never giving up on me, for still seeing me as your daughter, curse and all. You've always been my daughter. Always will be." Celestine's goodbye was far less emotional. "Good luck at the capital," she said, her smile not quite reaching her eyes. "I'm sure you'll do. Fine. Thank you for your support, Mother." I said it without warmth, because I knew now. Master Edwin's suspicions, the timing, the way she'd benefited. She'd cursed me. I was certain. I just couldn't prove it. "Don't forget where you came from," she added quietly. "Don't forget that curses have power." "I won't forget anything, especially not who gave me the curse." Her eyes widened fractionally. "What are you implying?" "Nothing. Just that curses always come from somewhere, from someone, and eventually truth reveals itself." I left her standing there, uncertain if I knew or was just suspicious. Either way, I was leaving, getting away from her, starting fresh. The capital. The royal capital was overwhelming. Massive buildings, thousands of wolves, activity and noise, and life everywhere. "Your chambers," the king's steward said, showing me to rooms that were larger than my entire house in Moonstone. "This is too much. This is appropriate for the royal consort. You'll find everything you need. The king requests your presence for dinner, tonight, to discuss your duties. Dinner with the king, my new employer, what was he exactly? I'll be there. That evening I dressed in my finest gown and freshest veils, multiple layers of deep purple silk that matched my hidden violet eyes. The king received me in a private dining room, intimate, just the two of us. Consort Rosalind, welcome officially. Thank you, Your Majesty. When we're alone, call me Theron. Your Majesty gets tiresome. That's informal. We're going to be working closely together. Formality will only create distance. He gestured to the table. Sit. Eat. Let's discuss what this position actually entails. Over dinner, he explained my duties. They were substantial. You'll handle diplomatic correspondence. I receive hundreds of letters weekly. You'll sort, prioritize, and draft responses. That's significant trust. You're intelligent, educated. I trust your judgment. You barely know me. I know enough. You're honest, direct, not interested in court politics or manipulation. That's rare and valuable. He continued outlining duties, managing palace staff, representing the crown at minor functions, advising on territory disputes. This is essentially Aluna's role without the mating bond, I observed. Exactly. I need someone capable. You fit that description. Why not just take a mate? Because mating is permanent, binding. I tried it once. She died. I won't risk that pain again. His voice was flat. A consort can leave, mates can't. I'm sorry. About your mate. Ancient history, 5 years past. He changed the subject. Your father said you studied territory law. How much do you know? Quite a bit. I had time to read. A lot of time. Good. I'll give you case files to review. Get your input on disputed territories. You're trusting me with sensitive information. Yes, because you have nothing to gain by betraying me. You're cursed, veiled. No political ambitions. No hidden agenda. That makes you the most trustworthy person in the capital. His logic was sound, and surprisingly touching. I'll do my best not to disappoint. You won't. I'm certain of it. The first week, my duties began immediately. Correspondence first. Mountains of it. Requests for audiences. Complaints about territory lines. Appeals for royal intervention in pact disputes. Sort these by priority, Theron instructed. Handle what you can. Flag what needs my attention. I worked from dawn to evening, reading, analyzing, drafting responses. It was exhausting, challenging, and deeply satisfying. For the first time in 3 years, I had purpose beyond hiding. You're efficient, Theron observed at the end of the week. You've processed more in 5 days than my previous assistant did in a month. I'm motivated. This beats sitting in a tower feeling sorry for myself. You did that? Felt sorry for yourself? For about 2 years. Then I got angry instead. Anger is more productive. He laughed. Genuine. Pleased. I knew I chose well. By the end of the first month, I'd established a routine. Mornings, correspondence and case reviews. Afternoons, palace management and staff meetings. Evenings, dinner with Theron, discussing the day's work. We fell into an easy rhythm, professional but comfortable. You're settling in well, he commented one evening. I'm happy. Strange to say, but I am. This work matters. I matter. That's more than I've had in years. You've always mattered. Your pack just couldn't see past the curse. And you can? I've never been able to see the curse, just the competence. It was the kindest thing anyone had said to me in 3 years. Chapter 7. The Growing Connection. Month 3. The Friendship. Somewhere around month 3, our professional relationship became friendship. Tell me something about yourself, Theron said one evening. Something no one else knows. Like what? Anything. I want to know you beyond the work. Why? Because you're interesting. and I'm curious. So I told him about my mother, about growing up beautiful and naive, about not understanding how that beauty made me a target. You blame yourself for the curse? Sometimes. If I'd been less beautiful, less noticed, maybe no one would have bothered cursing me. Or maybe someone was just cruel and jealous. Their actions aren't your fault. Logically, I know that. Emotionally, I stopped. It's hard not to feel responsible for your own downfall. It wasn't your downfall. It was theirs. They fell into jealousy, into cruelty. You just survived it. Month 5. The question, "Why won't you show me your face?" Theron asked one evening. The question came out of nowhere. We'd been discussing a territory dispute. Then suddenly, that, what? Your face. Under the veils. Why won't you show me? Because it's hideous. Because you'll be disgusted. Because I can't bear to see your expression change from respect to revulsion. You assume I'd be disgusted. Everyone is. Everyone who's seen it. Maybe I'm not everyone. He leaned forward. I've spent 5 months working with you, learning who you are. Your appearance is irrelevant to that. It's not irrelevant. It's everything. It's why I'm here instead of home. Why I'm a consort instead of a mate. Why I'll never have what normal she-wolves have. And yet you're more valuable as a consort than most she-wolves are as mates. What does that tell you? That you value competence over appearance? That I value you, exactly as you are. Curse and all. The words hit me like a physical blow. He valued me. Not my former beauty. Not what I could have been, but who I actually was. I'm not ready, I said quietly, to show you. Maybe never. That's fine. I'm patient. Whenever you're ready, if you're ever ready, I'll be here. Month 7, the realization. I was falling for him. Slowly, steadily, completely. Every evening conversation, every shared joke, every moment of genuine connection. He saw me. Really saw me. Not the curse. Not the veils. Just me. And I'd never felt more seen in my entire life. You're smiling, the palace healer Anna observed one day. Under those veils. I can tell. Am I? You are. The king makes you happy. He's my employer. He's more than that. Everyone can see it. The way he watches you. The way he seeks your opinion on everything. The way he lights up when you enter a room. That's professional respect. That's affection, possibly love. And you feel it too. I can tell. Did I love him? Maybe. Probably. Yes. But what could I do about it? I was cursed, veiled, not exactly mate material. Month 9, the confession. I need to tell you something, Theron said one evening. We were in his private study. Rain pounded against the windows. The fire crackled. What? I've come to care for you, deeply, beyond professional respect, beyond friendship. His storm-gray eyes held mine. I'm in love with you, Rosalind. My breath stopped. What? I know it's complicated. You're my consort. We agreed to a year, no obligations. But I can't keep pretending this is just professional. It's not for me. I'm cursed. You can't love someone cursed. I love you, curse and all, veils and all, everything you are. That's what I love. You haven't seen my face. You don't know. I know enough. I know you're brilliant, kind, strong, capable, beautiful in ways that have nothing to do with physical appearance. But my face doesn't matter. Not to me. Not to what I feel. He moved closer. I'm not asking you to remove the veils. I'm not demanding anything. I just needed you to know. I love you. And if you feel anything similar, I'd like to court you properly. Not as consort and king, as equals. I'm not your equal. You are. In every way that matters. So? He took my hands. Will you let me court you? Will you give us a chance? I should have said no. Should have protected my heart. Should have remembered I was cursed and broken and not meant for love. But looking at him, at his honesty, his affection, his complete acceptance. I couldn't. Yes, I whispered. Yes, I'll let you court me. His smile was brilliant. Thank you for trusting me, for giving me a chance. He kissed my veiled forehead, gentle, reverent, and I fell even deeper in love. Chapter 8. The Courtship Month 10. The Dates. Theron courted me with the same intensity he applied to ruling. Private dinners became romantic instead of professional. He brought me flowers, wrote me notes, found excuses to touch my hand, my arm, my veiled cheek. You're very affectionate for a king, I observed. I'm very in love with my consort, he corrected. There's a difference. We took walks in the palace gardens, rode horses through the royal forests, spent evenings by the fire, talking about everything and nothing. Tell me about your mate, I said one evening. The one who died. Her name was Elena. We mated young, bonded young. She was gentle, kind, loving. How did she die? Childbirth. The baby didn't survive either. Twins. Boys. His voice was hollow. I lost all three in one night. I'm so sorry. It's why I don't want the mate bond again. Can't risk that pain. But courtship, partnership, love without the bond. He looked at me. That I can do. That I want. With you. Even though I'm cursed? You keep saying that like it matters. It doesn't. Not to me. Month 11. The pressure. You should show him your face, Anna said one day. Why? Because he loves you, deserves to see who he loves. He'll be disgusted, or he won't be. You won't know until you try. I can't risk it. Can't risk seeing his expression change. Can't risk losing what we have. You're going to have to eventually. If you marry him, and I think you will, you can't stay veiled forever. Who says I'm marrying him? The way you look at each other says. The way he talks about your future says. The way he's already planning the wedding says. He's planning our wedding? You didn't know? He's been consulting with the royal event planner for weeks. Theron was planning our wedding, without even proposing officially. That night I confronted him. Anna says you're planning our wedding. Ah, I was hoping to surprise you. He didn't look embarrassed. Yes, I'm planning it, because I intend to ask you to marry me. Soon. You're very confident I'll say yes. Am I wrong? No, but you should actually propose before planning the reception. He laughed. Fair. Give me a few more weeks. I'm making it perfect. Month 12. The proposal. On the 1-year anniversary of my arrival, Theron proposed. He'd arranged a private dinner in the palace observatory. Candles everywhere. Stars visible through the glass ceiling. Rosalind, he said, taking my hands. 1 year ago, I asked you to be my consort for a year. You agreed. Now the year is up. It is. You could leave. Walk away. Return home. No obligation. I could. But I don't want you to. I want you to stay. Not as consort. As my wife. My partner. My queen. He pulled out a ring. Beautiful. Silver with violet stones matching my hidden eyes. Marry me. Be my queen. Rule beside me. Love me as I love you. I'm cursed. I know, don't care. Marry me anyway. I'm veiled. I know, don't care. Marry me anyway. You haven't seen my face. Then show me. Now, before you answer. Let me see what you think will change my mind. Let me prove it won't. My hands trembled. If I show you and you're disgusted, it'll break me. You understand that? I understand. And I promise, I swear on my crown, my territory, my life, I won't be disgusted. Show me. I took a breath. Then slowly, carefully, I lifted the veils, revealed my curse for the first time in a year, waited for his reaction. Chapter 9. The truth revealed the face beneath. He stared, for long moments, silent. My heart broke with each passing second. See? I said, voice breaking. I told you. Hideous. Monstrous. I'll replace the veils. Stop. His hand caught mine before I could cover my face again. Just stop. Let me look. Why? So you can catalog every grotesque detail? So I can understand something. What? You're not hideous. I laughed bitterly. Don't lie to spare my feelings. I'm not lying. You're not hideous. You're marked, scarred, different from conventional beauty standards. But not hideous. Not even close. My face is twisted, distorted, monstrous. Your face shows evidence of dark magic, of a curse, but it's still you. I can still see you in there. He traced my cheek gently, the distorted, lumpy, ugly cheek. You have your mother's bone structure, your father's chin, and those eyes. He smiled. Those violet eyes that I'd recognize anywhere. They're beautiful, Rosalind. Curse or no curse. You're lying. I'm the Alpha King. I don't lie about things that matter. And this matters. His hands framed my cursed face. You're not hideous. You've been told you are for so long that you believe it. But it's not true. Everyone who's seen me flinched. Because they weren't expecting it. Because they saw the curse, not you. I see you. And you're beautiful. Just differently than before. That's... Tears spilled. That's the kindest lie anyone's ever told me. It's not a lie. It's truth. Your truth. One you've been too afraid to see. He wiped my tears. So, I ask again. Marry me. Be my queen. Let me spend every day proving that you're beautiful exactly as you are. You really mean it? You really want to marry me? Curse and all? I really want to marry you, curse and all. Now and always. His smile was gentle. So what do you say? Will you be my queen? Through tears and disbelief and hope, I managed. Yes. Yes, I'll marry you. He kissed me then. Really kissed me. For the first time. On my cursed lips. With tenderness and love and complete acceptance. When we parted, he was smiling. There. That wasn't so terrible, was it? You kissed me. Willingly. While looking at my cursed face? Of course I did. You're the woman I love? Why wouldn't I kiss you? Because I'm... beautiful? Extraordinary. Mine. He slipped the ring onto my finger. Now and always. My queen. My love. My Rosalind. The aftermath word spread quickly through the palace. The king was marrying the veiled consort. Reactions were mixed. He's marrying her? The cursed one? Love must truly be blind. Or he sees something we don't. I expected the whispers, expected the judgment. What I didn't expect was the support. I'm happy for you, Anna said, hugging me. You deserve this. Deserve him. Deserve love. Even cursed? Especially cursed. The curse doesn't define you. He knows that. Soon, everyone else will too. The wedding was planned for 2 months away. Time to send invitations, arrange the ceremony, prepare. Will you wear the veils? Theron asked one day. Do you want me to? I want you comfortable. If you want the veils, wear them. If you want to go unveiled, do that. Your choice. Your day. Our day. Our day. But your comfort matters most. I thought about it, wrestled with it. Part of me wanted the veils, the safety, the hiding. But another part, the part that had been seen and loved by Theron, wanted to be free. I'll think about it, I promised. The visitor. 3 weeks before the wedding, a visitor arrived. Celestine, my stepmother. Looking elegant and perfect as always. Rosalind, congratulations on your engagement. Stepmother, thank you for coming. Of course, I had to see for myself. The cursed daughter becoming queen. It's quite the story. It is, isn't it? Amazing what happens when someone sees past curses to who you really are. Yes, amazing. Her emerald eyes were cold. Though I wonder, does he know? About the curse's origin? No one knows. We never found who cursed me. Remember? So unfortunate. Perhaps it's best if it stays a mystery. Some truths are too painful to reveal. Some truths should be revealed. Eventually, justice demands it. Justice is subjective, and sometimes mercy is wiser than truth. We were having two conversations, one polite, one threatening. "I'll see you at the wedding," she said, turning to leave. "Assuming you don't do anything foolish." After she left, I stood there shaking. She'd threatened me, subtly, but definitely threatened me. I told Theron that evening. "She cursed you," he said flatly. "I think so. I've thought so for years, but I can't prove it. We'll find proof. After the wedding, we'll investigate properly. And when we find evidence, we'll make her pay. She's still my stepmother. She's a woman who cursed her own stepdaughter out of jealousy. She deserves punishment, not protection." He was right, but proving it would be difficult. "One problem at a time," I said. "First the wedding, then justice." Chapter 10. The wedding. The ceremony. I decided to go unveiled. It was terrifying, liberating, and absolutely necessary. "I'm done hiding," I told Anna as she helped me dress. "If I'm going to be queen, I need to be seen. All of me, curse and all." "You're brave," she said. "I'm terrified, but I'm doing it anyway. That's what Theron taught me. Courage isn't absence of fear. It's action, despite it." My dress was beautiful, white silk with violet embroidery. My hair was styled in intricate braids. My cursed face was completely visible. "You look beautiful," Anna said. "You're kind to lie." "I'm not lying. You do look beautiful, different, but beautiful." When I walked down the aisle, unveiled, the gasps were immediate, but Theron's expression never changed. He looked at me with the same love, the same devotion, the same certainty. "You're stunning," he whispered when I reached him. "I'm cursed. You're stunning. Now be quiet and let me marry you." The ceremony was traditional. Vows spoken, rings exchanged. The moment when he was supposed to kiss the bride. He didn't hesitate. Kissed me fully, deeply, in front of everyone, with my cursed face on full display. The message was clear. He loved me, accepted me, chose me. Curse be damned. The reception was overwhelming. Hundreds of wolves, all watching, all judging. The queen is cursed, but the king doesn't seem to care. Maybe there's more to beauty than appearance. Or maybe he's blind. I heard it all, but I kept my head high, my hand in Theron's, my crown on my head. I was Queen Rosalind, cursed or not, and I'd earned this position. The confrontation. Celestine approached me at the reception. "Congratulations, Rosalind, queen at last." "Thank you, Celestine. You're braver than I thought, going unveiled, showing everyone your curse. Why hide? They'd learn eventually. Better to be honest from the start." "Honest. Yes." She sipped her wine. "Though some honesty is dangerous, isn't it? Some truths destroy lives. Some lies destroy lives. Some jealousies destroy lives. Some curses destroy lives." Her eyes narrowed. "What are you implying?" "Nothing. Just making observations. About how jealousy can consume a person. Drive them to terrible acts. Acts they can never take back." "Careful, Rosalind. You're playing a dangerous game." "Am I? Or are you? The one who cursed your stepdaughter because you couldn't stand being compared. The one whose jealousy was so strong, you'd rather destroy me than let me shine. You have no proof." "Not yet, but I will. Curses can be traced. Magic leaves traces. And I have royal resources now. Resources I'll use to find the truth. To expose who cursed me." She went pale. "You wouldn't dare. Watch me. You cursed me out of jealousy. Ruined my life because yours wasn't perfect enough. I'm going to prove it. And when I do, you'll face justice. Royal justice. Your father, my father will believe the truth when it's presented. He loves you now, but he loves me more. Always has. Always will." Theron appeared beside me. Is there a problem? No problem, Celestine said quickly. Just congratulating the bride. How kind. Now, if you'll excuse us, the Queen and I have other guests to greet. He led me away, his hand on my waist. She did it, didn't she? Cursed you. Yes, I'm certain. And now she knows I'm coming for her. Good. Let her be afraid. Let her understand what it's like to live with a curse hanging over you. Hers will be exposure and punishment. The revelation. The investigation took 3 months. Royal investigators, magical trackers, witch experts. They found the evidence. Finally. Conclusively. The curse originated from Dark Forest Witch Morgana, the lead investigator reported. She confirmed that a woman matching Celestine's description purchased a beauty to ugliness curse 6 years ago, paid with a lock of her own hair for the spell. That's definitive? I asked. We tested the hair. It's Celestine's. DNA confirmed. She commissioned your curse, deliberately, knowingly, paid a witch to destroy your appearance. We had her. Finally. Proof. Bring her to the capital, Theron commanded. She faces trial for dark magic use and attempted murder through cursing. The trial. Celestine arrived in chains, defiant, proud, unrepentant. You can't prove anything, she spat. We have the witch's testimony, your hair, the timeline, everything matches. Theron's voice was cold. You cursed your stepdaughter out of jealousy, ruined her life because yours wasn't perfect enough. How do you plead? Not guilty. This is a travesty. This is justice. You committed a crime. You face consequences. The trial lasted 1 day. The evidence was overwhelming. The verdict, guilty. The sentence, exile to the border territories, stripped of Luna status, marked as a dark magic user, banned from ever returning to Moonstone or the capital. My father was there, watching, as his wife was sentenced. I'm sorry, he said to me afterward. I was blind. I didn't see what she was, what she'd done. You loved her, love blind sometimes. She destroyed you out of jealousy. My daughter. How can I ever forgive myself? You didn't do it. She did. You're not responsible for her crimes. But I could see the guilt in his eyes, the knowledge that he'd married the woman who'd cursed his child. Epilogue, 5 years later. The curse broke on the day Celestine was exiled. Not gradually, not slowly, instantly. The moment she crossed the border, the moment her magic left the territory, my face changed. The distortions faded, the lumps smoothed, the twisted features realigned. Rosalind? Anna gasped, seeing it first. Your face! I ran to a mirror. Looked. Really looked. My face was back. Not exactly as it had been. I'd aged. 5 years as queen had added maturity, lines of character. But the curse was gone. I was beautiful again. Just differently. Older. Wiser. Marked by experience. Theron, I called, finding him in his study. Look, the curse is broken. He looked up, saw my healed face, and smiled. Beautiful. My face is back. The curse broke when Celestine was exiled. The witch said it was tied to her jealousy. When she was removed from proximity, it broke. That's wonderful. He came around the desk, pulled me close. I'm happy for you, if this is what you wanted. You're not surprised? I'm pleased. But not surprised. You've always been beautiful. Now others will see it too. You really don't care, do you? Cursed or not cursed? I fell in love with the cursed version. This is just a bonus. He kissed me. You're beautiful to me either way. Always have been. Always will be. Even when I'm old and actually ugly, especially then, I'll love you when you're 90 and wrinkled and gray. I'll love you when you've lost your teeth and can barely see. I'll love you no matter what, because I love you. Not your face. You. That's the most romantic thing you've ever said. Good. Because it's true. Later that day, looking in the mirror again, I realized something. The curse had changed me, made me stronger, wiser, more compassionate. I'd learned that beauty was temporary, that kindness mattered more than appearance, that true love saw past physical features to the soul beneath. The curse had been terrible, but it had also been transformative. "Do you regret it?" Theron asked that night. "The curse? The years hidden?" "No, because it brought me here. To you, to this life. If I'd stayed beautiful, I might have married some shallow alpha who only wanted my face. Instead, I married you, who wanted my mind, my heart, my soul. I wanted everything. Still do. And you have it. All of me. Cursed or not cursed. Veiled or unveiled. Yours. Mine," he agreed. "Always mine." 5 years later, sitting in the royal nursery with our twin daughters playing at our feet, I reflected on the journey. From cursed to queen. From hidden to celebrated. From broken to whole. Celestine's jealousy had cursed me, but in trying to destroy me, she'd made me stronger. Given me a journey that led to true love. "Mama, tell us the story," my daughter Leanna demanded, "about how you and Papa fell in love. You've heard it 100 times. Tell us again." So I did. The story of the curse, the veils, the Alpha King who saw past everything to who I really was. "And they lived happily ever after," Leanna concluded. "Yes," I agreed. "We did. We do. We will." Theron pulled me close, our daughters giggling as he kissed my uncursed cheek. "Happily ever after," he confirmed. "Curse and all, though preferably without the curse." "Preferably without the curse," I agreed. But if I had to choose, beautiful and alone, or cursed and loved, I'd choose cursed every single time. Because real love doesn't see curses. It sees souls. It sees truth. It sees beauty in places most people never think to look. And that kind of love, that's worth every curse, every veil, every hidden year. That's worth everything. Closing. And there you have it, my beautiful dreamers. The story of Rosalind and Theron, proof that jealousy reveals true ugliness, curses can't hide true beauty, and love sees souls, not faces. Did this story move you? Did you feel Rosalind's pain under the curse? Did you believe in Theron's unwavering love? Then show me some love. Hit that like button, drop a comment telling me what you think about stepmother Celestine's fate, and subscribe to Luna's romance audiobooks, so you never miss another tale of curses broken and love triumphant. I want to know, would you have unveiled yourself at the wedding? Would you have confronted your stepmother? Would you have believed in love that sees past curses? Tell me in the comments. And speaking of seeing past appearances, our next story is going to absolutely captivate you. It's called The Scarred Alpha's Sanctuary, and it follows a she-wolf who's taken a position as healer in a remote mountain pack, only to discover their alpha is horribly scarred and refuses to be seen. He's built walls around himself that no one can penetrate. But when she accidentally sees his face and doesn't flinch, doesn't pity, doesn't fear, he decides she's the only one who's ever truly seen him, and he'll move heaven and earth to keep her. Until next time, my dreamers, may your curses break, your jealous enemies face justice, and your love see past every veil to the truth beneath. This is Luna, signing off. Sweet dreams, beautiful souls.